Hello, everyone. Welcome. I guess if you're watching on YouTube, the stream starts here because the early part was full of technical difficulties. Is it just me, or am I kind of like weird and not flowing as well as normal? Like, is that just on my end, or is that on your end as well? Like, do I look a little, what's the word? Like there's frames missing? Slightly laggy cam? Alright, give me 1 second. Low FPS. Well, that's even lower FPS. I ain't even moving. Okay, how about now? Alright, seems like I'm not lagging so much anymore. Okay. Took us a moment. So yeah, sorry, for whatever reason the camera's working a little bit weirder. The audio wasn't quite right. I still had things set up from when I was recording my audiobook, The Legend of Lefty, which should be out sometime in January, so look forward to that. Really depends how long it takes us to get it edited and listened to and get all the stuff. I want to try to make a trailer for it too, to build up a little hype before I release it. But we're here. Today's weather, if you're curious, we did 3 songs because I was finishing up eating. Plus I've had this one stuck in my head. We started with A Jagged Gorgeous Winter by the Main Drag. One of my favorite, not Christmas songs, but like winter songs. It's just very cozy. Then we did All These Things That I've Done by The Killers. Very New Year's song. If you're watching on YouTube, this was recorded New Year's Eve. It'll be 2025 in 6 hours for me. 5.5 hours now. And then we did The Bottom 3 by Glorb. You don't know Glorb, he's a rapper who makes some of the best music using entirely like SpongeBob voices. And what was it? Someone in chat was asking if this has AI involved with it. And it's, from what I understand, he uses a program to like change the voices so that they sound like SpongeBob and Patrick and Mr. Krabs and everything. But it's like him actually rapping it, and then they use the changer. That changer does use AI, but it's not like a generative AI, right? Like, it doesn't use it in the same way that, like, it uses it in the same way that if we see, like, AI upscaling, which has been around for, like, a decade, and most people don't seem to have a problem with that. But the music is made by hand, the lyrics are written by him, and someone is actually singing the voices. They're just using a program to make it sound like other characters. It's a voice changer, yeah. The voice changer has to use AI to, like, take in a whole bunch of, you know, clips of SpongeBob talking so that it can apply that to a new voice. So it depends why you hate AI and how much you dislike it, but there is some AI involved. Either way, that song in particular, stuck in my head. I've been listening to it on repeat. I'm not sure if you could hear that. There's like a cat outside. I heard that last night too when it was raining. It sounded like it was coming from like inside my house. An anonymous gifter gave Audible a tier 1 sub. Well, thank you. Was that a fucking cat? Yeah. Here, give me 1 second. Let me go out front and see if there's something like out there that needs help. Alright, so there was a cat outside just like sitting on my porch. And then as soon as I opened the door, it like darted off the porch, ran to like the sidewalk, like looked up at me, and then just turned and walked across the street and went to another neighbor's porch. Have you been adopted? No. It makes me wonder if like maybe the cat was confused and thought it was on a different porch. It was like, I want in, and then I opened the door, and it's like, "You're not Mom," and then ran to the other side of the street. I have no idea. Lop. Lol. First stream! I've been watching your videos a ton, and they're always a joy. Ah, well, thank you. I'm glad you made it, although we're not going to be starting with Yu-Gi-Oh, folks. If you came for the Yu-Gi-Oh, you're going to have to wait a little bit. It's been a while. Whoop, I'm getting pinged on... Oh, it's just MBT uploading a new video. Okay. If you don't know, I have another channel called just Hardleg. I call it the politics channel. It's also the philosophy channel. We just sort of talk about, not necessarily current events, but I guess just philosophy and politics. Sometimes we talk about art and stuff. And I've had a show I've been doing there called Comment Commentary, where I respond to comments and, like, just sort of yap for a little bit. And there's been one of those that I've been meaning to do for a while, and today seems like a good time because all we're doing today, Yu-Gi-Oh! Wise, is learning White Forest, and that won't take, like, 4 hours. Happy New Year from Finland. Happy New Year to you, just some Finn. An appropriate name. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. There is one thing, though. Previous episodes, I've just sort of, like, performed the show while standing in front of, like, Master Duel or YGO Omega or Balatro. Both because it's a very casual show, you know, again, it's just me sort of, like, talking about, it's just kind of yapping about whatever topic that people happen to ask me a question about in the comments, or a point they tried to make in the comments that I felt like I needed to respond to. And I wanted it to have sort of this vibe of, like, you know, I'm not like one of those professional yapper people. I am just a regular gamer person who's doing this in between gaming. But the feedback that I've been getting on every episode has been like, that looks really lame. It's hard to, like, share these videos when it's you in front of Master Duel because other people won't take you seriousness. They won't take you seriously. So they've been saying, I need to get some kind of background in here. And so I've been thinking, you know, just find, like, a public domain image of maybe, like, a beach. Oh, that instantly got deleted. One second. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to find one. I think a beach would fit. A fireplace, cozy, cozy winter vibes. But I've always got these, like, bright, colorful things on me. I always feel like I have beach vibes. And I want to be relaxing, you know? Beach Boy Joe, yeah. But I was trying to decide one. I thought I was like, okay, we'll pick one together. I thought it would be really easy to just put a bunch up here. Turns out, not so much. And also, finding one that fits the perspective is not as easy as I thought. Pardon me. Yeah, and maybe at some point I'll get, like, a, maybe that would work if I had, like, a video. I wonder if we go on YouTube and we do, like, copyright-free beach. Free stock footage. Ooh, double window capture. Huh, it's changing both. That's very weird. There we go. At least we got that in the background. Yeah, this doesn't look very relaxing. Black King, 1989. Thank you for the 22 months. And also, thank you for reminding me I need to turn my widgets back on. I turned those off when I was recording the audiobook. There we go. Oh, we could even have you down there. Chat box for the discussion video? Maybe. Yeah, this one's like alright. I would just have to put it on loop. Seems fine, nice and relaxing. What else do we got here? No, that looks like I'm like hovering above the sea. This one's too dark. This one I'm like up in the air again. This is like the same one as before, just slightly longer. This one has audio. So if I wanted some nice relaxing beach sounds, what do you think, chat? Does the sound of the rolling waves make me talking about politics that much more soothing? There's no palm tree, though. Maybe. See, this has the opposite problem as the other one. Instead of, like, being up in the air, now I'm a tiny little fiddler crab, just scurrying through the sand. I'm so small now. Well, this is nice. We do some fiddling. The ambient noise is better here. It's not as bright. That's cozy. 8K Ultra. It's another one that makes me look like a fiddler crab. That one's only 2 minutes long. That would be repeating over and over again. I'm up in the sky. This time I am on a boat, watching another boat. Cozy lo-fi beach loop. Okay, 1 second. Where was the one that looked kind of decent? I think we'll try that. As always, this show is experimental. It was this 3/4 one, right? Relaxing, stock footage, sandy beat. Why is there a copyright there? I thought it was supposed to be stock. I thought it was supposed to be copyright free or royalty free. Okay, let me see if I can download this. I can! Through the power of some kind of downloader. What deck we got for January? White Forest. So give me a second to download, or I guess it'll take a minute. I'll download it and then I can put it on a loop in the background. And yeah, White Forest, I've already looked up a little bit about it. It doesn't look particularly exciting. It's got very little it can do. The only good thing about it is that it's a relatively small engine, so it'll be easy to you can work in a couple different things. Most people use Toy Box. You could also throw in Eldritch or Artifacts or Witchcrafters. Pretty much anything that has spell traps that want to be in the graveyard or monsters that act as spell traps. Centurion is a really good build, although a lot of those builds are just like a Centurion deck that just happens to have a couple White Forest cards. Same thing, there are, whatchamacallit. What the heck is this? Other stuff I've downloaded. Alright, 1 second, chat. We're gonna take a look at random things I've downloaded. Hopefully, none of them are in poor taste.
No, it's fine. I just didn't think it would be Chinese, is all.
Alright. Milwaukee wins! Okay, I can see why I saved those. Now we know why I downloaded it. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Fuck, I closed the wrong folder. Oh, come on. That's fine. How'd you get to the beach so fast? Power of the human spirit. You just gotta believe. Although, I'm realizing... 1 second. Okay, so first let's... stretch to screen. Now there should be more at the top. It's weird, this is like cutting off a whole bunch of it. That ain't it. Okay. I think that's still fine. Yeah. Just adjust it just a little bit. Yeah, you know what? That's perfect. It frames me down here in this corner. You can read chat fairly well. Although I could make chat black. You ever wanted to be black, chat? Bruh. Maybe. How's that look? Try saying a few more things. Let's get that in here. Also, how's the volume on the beach noises? Capital letters! Okay, let's make sure this... At the same beach? I don't think the continuity really matters. I'm curious to see what happens if it gets to the end. Will it loop the way I want it to? Yeah. This is the beach vacation episode. Ugh. Not quite. Okay, let me find the comment real quick. Yeah, if you're just joining us, we are doing Comment Commentary, the show where I read comments and then provide commentary on them. We'll be doing Yu-Gi-Oh! After this, so if you just came for the Yu-Gi-Oh!, if you don't like to hear me talk about the real world, then you come back in like 20, 30 minutes. Wow, that's a whole lot of blank space. Hold up, 1 second. I could do this better. Okay. Let's try this again. Ha. Okay. There we go. Oh, actually, one more thing. I just realized I forgot to do the thing. It's YouTube comments. What did you think it was going to be? Think we were out here reading Twitch comments? People don't even comment on the Twitch videos. I'm not sure people even know they can. Let me get the highlighter out here. Getting things ready that I should have gotten before stream. This is why you show up, chat, to see the behind-the-scenes stuff. Kid32888, thank you for the 32 months Yahoo comments. There are Twitch videos? Yes. Okay, let's make me a little bigger. There we go. You know what, chat? This may be the start of a brand new thing, you know? MBT has his train. I have the beach. So let me go ahead and put this in here. We'll make it about yay big. Then we'll put this in here. We'll make it exactly the same big. And then I'll have these ready to go. Now I need to know what the train is. He just watches a video of a Japanese train while he's yapping at the start of his stream. Alright everyone, you ready to say hello to YouTube? Hi, YouTube. YouTube. You know, I just realized something, chat. If I do this in front of this video, and then I have to cut out different segments or whatever, the video's gonna jump around a whole lot. So actually, I wasted a whole lot of time putting this here. And the audio would jump around too, and it would be really distracting. So I'm glad we got that for editing purposes. But what we really need to do is this. Wonk. Green jump scare. There we go. The Greensmith, yeah. So YouTube will get to see the we'll get to see and hear the beach. We'll put it in post. You will get the blinding green. But I mean, you know, that's why you come to the streams, right? To see the backgrounds. Your shirt also should be green. It is partially. That's why I picked this shirt. Okay. So now that we figured out all the things that, again, I should have figured out beforehand, let's go ahead and do that. Fill up the chat with like hi YouTubes or emotes or waves. Fill it up with something interesting. That way when you watch it on YouTube, you could be like, that's me. I was there. 2025 gang. Hey, you don't know, I might edit this in the next 4 hours. Alright. And welcome back to Comment Commentary, the show where I look at comments and provide commentary. I'm Hardleg Joe, if any you didn't know, joined over here by Twitch chat, just chatting it up. And today's comment comes from Isabella Zephyr, who responded on a previous episode, I don't know which one, and it's not really important because they weren't responding to anything in that episode. It's kind of a standalone comment. And to be honest, it's a little rambly, so I'm not going to read all of it. I mean, you can pause the video if you want to check it out yourself. But the crux of what they're asking is, how do we deal with right-wing propaganda? Specifically, the stuff aimed at young men. Ooh, and I just realized I probably need to be above these two. Let me go ahead and move these down. There you go. Now the hat's on top. If I reach up, there we go. Now if you're unfamiliar with that particular brand of content, a lot of it is themed around this idea of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. You know, it's content that tries to get guys... Now, if you're unfamiliar with that particular brand of content, it's themed around this idea of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. You know, it aims to teach guys how to be strong, independent, and successful. Which doesn't seem bad on the face of it. It doesn't seem like it could be propaganda. Propaganda. Okay. Try that again. Now, if you're unfamiliar with that particular brand of content, it's themed around this idea of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. You know, it teaches guys to be strong, independent, and confident. Which doesn't seem like a bad thing on the face of it. It doesn't seem like propaganda. Doesn't even seem like it could possibly be political. Until you look at what they actually recommend. Because a lot of their advice boils down to looking at guys and being like, okay, if you want to improve your station in life, what you gotta do is make as much money as possible, as quickly as possible, and as ruthlessly as possible. You know, it's very capitalism coded in all the wrong kinds of ways. It teaches guys to look at the world like a CEO. You know, everyone out there is either a weaker person that you've got to dominate, that you've got to get to work for you, a customer that you've got to milk money from, like an idiot to be exploited so you can get more cash, or they're a fellow CEO, you know, another alpha, which means they're your competition who has to be destroyed through any means necessary. You know, there are no friends in capitalism. There are only customers, competitors, and workers. And I think you can already kind of see how maybe having that outlook might not be good on a personal level. But where it becomes political is when you have a million people all sort of using this philosophy at the same time, all sort of looking at the world through this same perspective. Because what is politics at the end of the day? It's a bunch of people in a society deciding the rules for that. Because what is politics at the end of the day? It's a bunch of people in a society getting together and mutually agreeing on the rules for that society. And if you get a bunch of people together and they're all side-eyeing each other like, okay, that guy's a weakling, I can get him to do my bidding. That person I need to take out through any means necessary. That person's an idiot, I could probably trick them into doing what I want. You're not going to be able to collaborate, you're not going to be able to compromise, you're not going to be able to agree on anything. Because you're only looking out for yourself. You have no interest in the society. It's very individualistic. And in that way, it's very anti-democracy. It's very anti-union when it comes to the political sphere. You know, there's an old saying when it comes to unions. Divided we beg, united we bargain. And a lot of this right-wing propaganda is stuff that looks at guys and says, beg? Bargain? No, no, no. You are a strong alpha male. You can demand what you want. And the people at the top will have no recourse but to listen to you as long as you're strong enough, as long as you're independent enough, as long as you don't team up with the people around you. Just whatever you do, don't organize, don't talk with your fellow workers, don't get those other strong guys to be on your side. And if you're wondering why they don't want you to do that, all you have to do is look at who funds a lot of these right-wing grifters. Almost all of them get their money from billionaires and multimillionaires who already have all their power and are trying to divide and conquer. They're trying to get people on this individualistic track so that they don't organize, so that they don't group up, because individually you stand no chance against like a billionaire. They can out-resource you in every means necessary. Boo-hoo Bundy, thank you for the prime hype. So all of that brings us back to the main question that was in this comment. Essentially, how do we tackle the... I should bring this up. I can't read it from here. 1 second. Let's do it. So all of this brings us back... Hit the thing. Pardon me. So all of this brings us back to the main question asked by this comment. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, let's try this again. So all of that brings us back to the main question asked by this comment, which is, how do we tackle the issue of essentially teaching empathy? How do we instill critical thinking into young guys so that they can see through this self-interested grift, see how it's bad for them? And, you know, that's a very novel question, a very complicated question, which doesn't have a singular answer. like anything dealing with society and trying to make arguments towards that, you're going to need a diversity of tactics. You got to try a whole bunch of different arguments, see which one works, and push with whichever one you see any, okay. So this is a very good question, a very complex problem that doesn't have a single easy answer. You know, like any kind of problem dealing with society, there's not going to be one response. Okay. Positive role models? Possibly. This person seems to think I'm a positive role model, and I'm not sure about that. But we'll see. So this is a very good question about a serious problem that affects all of society, which means that there's not a single answer that's going to work. Like a lot of these complex problems, you need a diversity of tactics. It's like I often say, if you got a problem, you gotta look at it from every direction, push on it from different sides until you find one that gets you some progress. And I'm not gonna pretend like I have all the answers. That's why you gotta go watch other videos, read books, try to see what all the possible different tactics there are. Now that being said, there is one tactic that I don't see used very often, and I think it could have a lot of impact. I think it could be very effective. It's the one that I use in a lot of my videos, because it's the one that, like, when I was a young guy, this is what stuck with me. And it's basically looking at empathy not as some internal emotion that you just feel, but as a philosophy that you practice to better yourself. You know, there's a lot of times when you talk about empathy, it's one of the problems I have with a lot of left-leaning people, and especially liberal people, is that they look at everything from very emotional terms. Like, a lot of them just naturally have empathy for other people, and when they see someone else being selfish or greedy, their response is to get, like, angry. Their response is to try to shame that person, to try to make them feel bad, so that they do the right thing. And, you know, I'm not going to pretend like that never works. There's certainly a lot of people who can be shamed into doing the right thing. But when it comes to me personally, if someone comes at me with, like, an aggressive attack, I'm just going to avoid that person. Like, I'm not going to listen to what they're saying. I'm just going to be like, oh, you're angry, you're shouting, I don't want to have to deal with that, get away from me. So I think the better tactic is to look at this logically and to put it in a frame of reference that they can understand. Like, if they are a selfish person who only cares about themselves, empathy is still the best way to look at the world. It's still the most effective strategy for survival. And it doesn't take like a whole bunch of complex arguments to figure that out, you know. Just think about, is your life easier if you have a bunch of enemies or a bunch of allies? You know, if you're going about your life, do you want to be looking over your shoulder, like sleeping with a gun under your pillow, hiring security, always on the lookout for the people who are trying to sabotage you and hurt you? Or is it a lot easier if you've got friends who have your back, people who will help you through thin times and thin? Big loud car outside. Wait for them to go through. Yeah. This might sound crazy, but pet a rabbit. That'll teach anyone empathy. But yeah, my point is, okay. Like, clearly, life is a lot easier when you have allies than if you have enemies. And the easiest way to make allies is to just practice some empathy. And I'm gonna go a little farther than I usually do. Give a little example, a little scenario for you. And let's go ahead and turn off this comment too, so you can just enjoy the beach flavor behind here. It's like empathy is an evolutionary trait, yeah. Another loud car. People be racing up and down the streets. Yes, that's a very nice beach. Everyone praise how great the beach is. Ugh. I can feel the burp. Wow, what a stunning beach. I love the beach. But okay, let's pretend that you're working a job. Okay. Alright, so let's pretend you're working an overnight shift. You're working a job with 2 other people. This is 3 fingers. Okay, so let's pretend you're working a job, an overnight shift with 2 other people. Let's call them Tony and Ben. And the 3 of you kind of do your own thing. You know, you're just kind of focused on your own work. You say hello, but you don't really interact all that much. And then one day, a couple months after you start working, you come in, and Tony obviously feels like shit. You know, he is angry, or he's sad, depressed maybe. Either way, he's not doing well, and it's affecting his work. He's not getting much done, and as a result, you have to do a whole bunch of extra work. Now, there's basically 3 different ways that you can deal with this situation, right? Like, the first is you can go up and kick Tony while he's down. You can be a dick to Tony. Be like, hey man, what the fuck? I gotta pick up your work. Could you pick up the slack? Get over it. I don't care what you're dealing with. Get your work done, you know? You're making stuff hard on me. And maybe that'll work. Maybe that'll get Tony to do his work. But he'll remember that. He'll remember that when he was feeling down, when he was at his worst, you kicked him rather than helped him. And you have to work with Tony from now on. So any chance he gets, anytime you slip up ever, he is going to be there to pounce to do the same thing to you. To never give you a moment's rest because you didn't give him a moment's rest. You've essentially created an enemy. You know, he's not a villain, he's not going to kill you or anything, but that is only going to make your life harder from this point forward. So the second option, instead of that, is you could just ignore Tony. Just be like, oh, whatever, he's dealing with that, that's his problem, I'm gonna focus on my problems, I'll get my work done. And you know, that's certainly better than being an asshole about it, but at best, you're in the same position you were before. Most likely, though, things are still gonna get worse. Because you didn't do anything to solve the problem. Maybe Tony comes in tomorrow and he's better, maybe he's not. And if he's not, you're going to have to keep dealing with this problem over and over again. And even if he is better, he's still going to remember that when he was down, when he was obviously feeling bad, you did nothing to help him. Which means you still might have made yourself an enemy, maybe a lesser enemy, but you're not doing yourself any favors. The best, most logical option in this instance is to go over and be like, hey man, are you okay? Is there something I can do to help? Like, do you need the day off? Do you need to take a break? Offer whatever you can to try to make Tony's life a little easier. It doesn't matter if you actually like Tony, if you actually care about him. You're not practicing empathy out of the kindness of your heart. You're practicing empathy because it's good for you. Because Tony will remember that. And then the next time he comes in, he's going to treat you better. He's going to be nicer to you. If you're having a bad day, he's going to come over and be like, hey, obviously you're having a bad day. I owe you from last time. Being kind to others is an effective treatment to make your life better. And that is why you need to have empathy rather than practice aggression towards people. And the thing about that is, even though this works as like a personal philosophy, it doesn't seem and the best thing about this is that even though it works as like a personal philosophy, it doesn't take a whole lot to see how this extrapolates into like a societal-wide thing. Because remember, you're working with 2 people, not just Tony, but also Ben. Ben sees you being nice to Tony. And not only does that make Ben like you a little bit more, think, hey, you know, that guy's not half bad. But that also means that next time you come in, maybe Tony's feeling bad and you're like, I can't deal with this again. Ben might come over because he knows This is how we get things done on night shift. We take care of each other. If Tony's not feeling good, one of us will step up to help. And that's how you build a community. That's how you make allies. And what is a society? What are the people in your country but your fellow co-workers? And what is a society, you know? Let me rephrase that again. So you can see how this works with coworkers in a job where you're all stuck together. Well, what is a country? What is a society? It's a bunch of people stuck together. Your neighbors, the people around you, they're your coworkers too. And you need to take care of them with the same degree. And if you do, if you help spread that sense of comradeship, of community, if you foster an environment where everyone's helping out with each other, then you slowly improve society. You make it better. And I know some of you, especially if you're thinking more selfishly, you're like, why do I care about society? Why should I want to improve the world? Because you live in the world. Like, it always baffles me when people are like, why should I care about the environment? Because you live in it, asshole. If you improve the world, that includes you. Your life will get better if you improve everything around you. And the same thing, you know, some men just want to watch the world burn, and some stupid men don't seem to realize that if they burn down the world while they're in it, they will also go up in flames. Yeah. That's someone is saying in chat. You live here too, buddy. And so I really think if you want to come at this, and so I really think that's the easiest way that you can push this, you know, when you talk about unions especially, getting people to organize around their workplace. A lot of people are like, what's in it for me? Why should I care if our wages go up? Not seeming to realize that their wages will go up. Like, everyone improves if you lift up the bottom layer of society. The higher the skill floor is, the easier it'll be for you to be, no matter where you are. You know, a rising tide lifts all ships. So whether you're talking to people regularly, or you're making content like me, or posting on social media, whatever tactics you're using to try to get through to people about this, consider using this tactic. Consider reframing it. And you can do this with a whole lot of different problems. You know, whether it comes to homelessness, what's the most effective solution to homelessness? Give people homes. You know, when it comes to, I got one more example. When it comes to, or here's one more example. I know I've already gone a little long, but think about the student loan debate. Right? There's a whole lot of talk about giving people forgiveness for the loans they took out in college, because a lot of those loans were really predatory. A lot of these people were like 17 or 18. You know, they weren't old enough to drink, but they were old enough to take out a loan that would take 50 years to pay off. They didn't understand how interest worked back then. Whatever. I personally did not go to very much college. I did not take out a loan. I didn't think it was a good idea. And clearly that paid off, because I have a job that didn't require me to do that, and I didn't have a whole lot of debt like a lot of my friends do. But when you ask me whether or not student loans should be forgiven, I am absolutely for that, because I'm practicing empathy towards the other people in my society. I see them burdened with debt, and I'm like, well, clearly they're miserable, which means they're not working very hard, which means they're going to make everyone around them miserable. So it is to my benefit to try to make them happier. And if I could do that by getting a politician to make a line on a law, then we should absolutely do that. And, you know, even to a lesser degree, you know, a lot of people will ask me, like, why do you care about other people's student debt? Well, you see, I make a lot of my money on Patreon. I get my money because fans of the channel donate. And you would not believe how many comments I get from people who are like, Joe, I love your content. I love everything you do. You're great. I wish I could support you, but I'm in too much debt right now to afford to do that. So in the most cynical way possible, getting those people out of debt will likely mean that I see more people on my Patreon. And you know, that kind of goes to any kind of business. No matter what kind of business you're doing, if people have more money to spend, they're more likely to spend it on you and the things you do and the things you make. Any kind of business benefits from having people out of debt. Unless you're a debt collector. I guess if you're a debt collector and certain kind of bankers, they thrive by having people in debt. But those people are parasites, and I don't care about their feelings. You know, it's like they say, moderation in all things. I have empathy for a lot of people, not for debt collectors. Get a new job. Do something else with your time. But anyway, I think I've rambled on enough. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, you know, like the video, subscribe, all that stuff. This is still a small channel, still trying to get more support. If you think you know someone who would find this interesting, consider sharing it around, posting it on like Blue Sky or wherever else social media still exists where people might be interested on this. And of course, if you got comments of your own that you some questions that you'd like to hear my thoughts on, leave them down in the comments, and maybe you can be on the next episode of Comment Commentary. Until then, good luck and stay safe out there. See you next time, YouTube. How about landlords? Landlords are also on the no empathy list. I think they get a certain amount. A lot of them aren't there because they decided to be. We must unionize to ban Max C one of these days. All right. So a little rambly, but I think we got it. I think that would make for a good segment. How long was I doing that for? Like 40 minutes? Shit. I'm trying to make these down around like 10, 15, 20 minutes, but that one I had a lot to say on. Hello, White Forest. Okay. So let's go ahead. White Forest. Did I miss one? No. Oh, there's new White Forest stuff. Oh, snap. With Azamina. Uh-oh. From empathy to White Forest. The opposite of empathy. OCG only. What will your future channel look like if Max C and those new cards are both legal? I don't know. I think I at least have to try. I don't think I can give up just because, you know, the Molt Charmies and Max C are legal at the same time. That stuff won't hit Master Duel for a while. The Molt Charmies have been leaked. They should appear sometime in January. Hopefully, they will hit Max C when they do that. If not, we're in for a hell of a time, chat. At least depending on how things go. I mean, okay. So if they release Max C, or if they release the Molt Charmies alongside Max C, there's basically two possible worlds. One second. I'm changing things over from just chatting to Master Duel. Give me 1 second. Actually, give me 2 seconds. My water's empty. Let me grab another water. This should only take a moment. I'm not even going to put a song on. You could just listen to me yap from the other room. I'm not even sure if you can hear me from all the way out here. Probably not. But I mean, you could certainly pretend to. For those of you listening carefully, you can know that my last name and full address will not be revealed, even when you can barely hear it, because I'm a very private person and I like soda because I earned a treat for being such a good boy this year. Ugh. How much of that were you able to hear, chat? What kind of soda? My favorite, of course, a Dr. Pepper Cream. No Voxus, thank you for the 15 months. All of it. All of it. But, no, what I was saying, if Maxi and the Molt Charmies come out at the same time, the best possible scenario is that nothing changes. People see the Molt Charmies and they're like, why would I buy these if Maxi is legal? I guess I could have, 3 more copies of Maxi, but because they're inferior, I can't use them the same. They won't play them, and thus, the game will remain roughly the same. People just won't play the Molt Charmies because Maxi is already legal. And the Maxis, while Maxi is legal, the Molt Charmies may not be good enough to be worth dedicating deck space to. Of course, the worst possible scenario is that they realize, well, why wouldn't I play both the Charmies and Maxi, and then probably Centurion becomes the best deck, because they can play like 1 of every hand trap, 6 copies of Maxi, 9 1-card starters, and pretty much guarantee that any deck, no matter what they try to do, they're going to draw like 12 cards, be able to stop you, and then make 2 Cosmic Blazar Dragons every turn. You can use the same Molt Charmy twice, yeah. Furaros is not Maxi 2. If they ban Maxi and just release Fuwaros, I think the game will be so much better. Because the things that, Fuwaros is different enough from Maxi that, in enough ways that I think it'll make the game a lot better. Like Albatross. I thought they were Molt Charmies, but they're Mole Charmies. Yeah, so, whoops. Just for people who are curious. If you control no cards, quick effect, you can discard this. That alone means you never have to worry about breaking a board while under Maxi. People can either Maxi you or they can build a board. They can't do both. Each time your opponent special summons from the deck or extra deck, immediately draw 1 card. I'm going to give you just an example. One deck that was killed absolutely by Maxi was Gold Pride. Because Gold Pride's main starting combo was making an Ixie monster. How many summons do you need to make an Ixie monster? You need to get 1 monster on the field, then they Maxi, you special summon the other one, they get a draw, you Ixie summon, they get another draw. They've gone +1, and that is the least combo you can do. Ideally, you would want to summon 2 more cards from your hand. Under Fuwaros, not only do they only get 1 card off of that, but then if you add the other cards to your hand and you summon them out of your hand, you can end on a board that has all your interaction, and all they've done is cycle this for another card. There are several cards where it's like, special summon this card or add it to your hand. This makes you take the off-ramp where you add it to your hand, and if you have some way to summon it, it becomes better. 3, 2 of which are special summons, yeah. because this only works when you summon from deck or extra deck, there are more ways to play around it than Max C. With Max C, the only way you can play around it is if you're one of like 5 decks that gets like extra normal summons. If you're Flunder or your Ritual Beasts or what was it? I forget. There's some other deck that gets like another normal summon or two. If you're one of those decks, then you can play around Max C. This one allows a lot of stuff. Yosenju, Draco Slayer. Gen X cannot play around to Max C. They get 1 extra normal summon, they don't do anything with it. Yeah, this allows you to do quite a bit. It allows you to, if you want, like if this becomes the most... Like here's the thing. When I talk about hand traps, right? A lot of people are like, why don't you want Ash Blossom banned? Why don't you want Imperm banned? And, you know, those maybe. But the thing is, Ash Blossom, at least outside of Master Duel, where Max C... Like, Ash Blossom is the most played because Max C is the most played. If you look at the TCG, like right now, they're not really playing Ash Blossom. They're playing Ghost Ogre. They're playing Ghost... not Mourner, what's the... Ghost Bell. Because those are better against the current decks. Ash Blossom doesn't do enough. And it's the same with these Charmies, right? You know, if you're playing a format where it's not going into the extra deck a whole lot, where it's a whole bunch of trap decks, or a deck like Dinosaurs that relies... I'm talking old Dinosaurs, where it was like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, where you're working on an Overtext Coatlas, you're working on main deck monsters that you add to your hand and summon. This doesn't do a whole lot. This will not be a mandatory 3 of in every format, because sometimes the meta is not going to be effective against it. And then you're going to want something else. Maybe you'll want the other Molt Charmy. Or maybe you'll just decide, you know, they don't do enough summoning from any one particular place to really make this worth it. So you play some other stuff. And that means that me as a rogue player can look at that and be like, okay, no one's playing Fumalos. I can play a deck that summons out of the extra deck over and over again. And just the opposite. If you know, the best deck is the rank 4 spam archetype, I forget what it's called, that summons out of the deck and extra deck over and over again, and this is a 3 of staple, play a non-extra deck. There's a lot of those. It's not like saying play a deck that doesn't special summon, where there's only 5. There's tons of decks that can play around this. Ryzeal, yeah. That's why this is better in almost every way, and that's just talking about the fact that it's these first 2 points. The fact that at the end you have to shuffle back cards, like, that makes it worse than Max C. You can only activate 1 other Molt Charmy monster effect the turn you activate this. I mean, that doesn't really do much. I wish it was 1 other monster effect, but... These things have downsides. Yeah. They are level 4s. They all have 100 attack, though. Unironically, being level 4 makes them, like, much more useful in some ways, and only having 100 attack makes them much less useful in other ways. I haven't attacked directly with Max C a lot, but I've done it enough because 500 attack is some attack. Late game might be useful. These, almost never. Yeah, the 400 attack matters. Yeah, they should have, if they wanted to balance them perfectly, they should have been level 5s. Flu can search Fua, yeah. Anyway, there's more White Forest cards, aren't there? I thought there was a Dia Bells. This is not a White Forest card. For some reason, I thought this was. She's her own things. She's illusion generic. Gotcha. It's a Chimera card. Gotcha. The anti-pendulum woman. Okay. So we're not going to do a full... We're not going to do a full Let's Learn, but I will read these real quick. Although I should probably get some background music for us. Y'all like some background music, right? That was very loud. I apologize. How's that, chat? Boom. Bum, bum, bum. This gives you the vibes that make you think the masochist episode is about to end. Okay. So let's read these real quick so we have an idea, and then we're going to look at a bunch of deck profiles and stuff. Miss you on Twitter, big guy. I ain't going back. Come to Blue Sky. So, start with the boss monster. There's no field spell, right? Yeah. You ever gonna do a ladder climb with White Forest? Yes. Starting tomorrow. Okay, so we got a level 8 Synchro. It's Generic Illusion, 25/20. If this card is Synchro summoned, using a Tuner Synchro, you can target one spell trap in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Okay, and these two are both level 6 Tuner Synchros? Okay. We got level 2s. Yeah. Okay, so our level 4s are tuners. Our level 2s are non-tuners. Together they make the 6, and then if we get a 2 back, we can make the 8. We make the 8, we can target any spell trap in the graveyard and add it to your hand. Doesn't have to be thematic. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, send one spell trap from your hand or field to the graveyard, special summon a level 7 or lower Tuner Synchro from your extra deck, graveyard, or banishment. Alright. 1 second. So, Synchro. Tuner. So, Formula Synchron. 8 plus 2 is Barone. Okay. So realistically, all we would use is a level 2, or we'd make one of these. The shrimp. Who, Tatsunoko? Could make Quantax. I could make a level 12. Works during the opponent's turn. Double star. You could special summon up to 4 level 2 non-tuners from your hand or graveyard. Their effects are negated. You cannot special summon from the rest of the deck. This doesn't summon during the opponent's turn. Shooting Riser Dragon, always funny. Discard a card, always funny. I'm trying to think. You know, this is very funny now that I think about it. You know, if we're in Tenpai format, you know, when your opponent activates a card or effect. So they activate the field spell, the Sangan summoning, summon Garden Rose Flora, pop. Oh wait, no, this is a you can. For some reason I thought when this was summoned, I was like, oh, I came up with a neat tech. Yep, ignition effect. And this has to be synchro summoned, which this doesn't do. Okay, so this is out. And this only gets its level when it's synchro summoned. Okay. That don't do anything. That has to be synchro summoned. Has to be synchro summoned. This needs the sanctuary on the sky. That's an ignition. Shamisen Cat. In your opponent's main phase, you can immediately synchro summon. This card is in the graveyard. You can target one other synchro in your graveyard. Return to the extra deck. If you special summon this. Well, you'd need a good 11. A lot of people were talking about this. But this only gets its effect if it's special summoned, or synchro summoned. Ban Maxi? Yes, ban Maxi. Search an Omni? Maybe. Grandamore. Zapper Shrimp. Special summoned, you can send one other card from your hand or field to the graveyard, target spell trap your opponent controls, and destroy it. Once per chain, you can synchro summon. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's why you would play the shrimp. He's the shrimp. The shrimp! Okay, so what does this do? This, one spell trap that mentions Visas. I know what people are talking about. Can't seem to find it. There it is. Monadium. When a spell trap or monster is activated while you control the synchro monster, negate it, and then if you have Beast of Starfrost or a monster with Think on your field or in your graveyard, destroy that negated card. Banish this. Okay. So we can make H pretty easily. If we make this, we search this. This only becomes on the field, so this is a negate but not a destroy. Okay. So we figured out this. It's decent. If nothing else, oh yeah, we Dual Links? Huh. Weird. Yeah, you need to play Chevalier de Fleur, but you can get a Baron de Fleur. Okay. Next card. Rikila. Arcelia. Generic. Synchro Tuner. Only 2,000 attack. If this card is special summoned, send one spell trap from your hand to the graveyard, add a white forest card, or a light spellcaster. Illusions and spellcaster synchros gain 500 attack. Can't be destroyed. Okay. So we can search Effect Veiler. Might as well play one of those. I also know... And I don't want the world to see me. Yeah, she could search Iris Sword Soul. I'm not sure if it's worth doing that, but it is very funny. I guess we could look, how many light spellcasters could there possibly be? Only 10 pages worth? Oh, so is that why they banned Jowgen? Because you could search it with this dumb synchro? Paladins of Bonds and Unity. Spoon! The Seal of Magistus. Jowgen's banned because of Sanctifier. It's the Metal Morph stuff. Oh, that includes everything. Broomy, you're a light spellcaster? You can reveal this card and one monster in your hand, special summon one of the two, and if you do, banish the other. For the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except Synchros, and can only declare an attack with Synchros. It's a tuner. We can technically play Broomy. Is this a Rush Duel card? Yeah. Okay, so I need to add an additional filter here. Okay. I'm not going to get 25 cards in my graveyard. Maxi is a light spellcaster, I wish. Ah. And you can search Primera. Now I understand. Pendulum Moon! Knight's End Administrator? I can't make that. I can't even add that. Oh, I'm looking at. Blazing Cartesia the Virtuous. Oh, I didn't know they made an alt art. I was like, this seems awfully familiar. Okay, so I have seen this. Give me a moment, I'll explain. More Sword Soul cards. I get that this is a different alt art, but what's the difference between these two? Oh, one's the TCG wording, and okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's her after she's free. Mahavalo, the light of heavens. I don't remember this fairy tale. And that's why it's not very good. Would I want to add Dogmaticas? No, I need my extra deck. I need to draw that card. Aruru! Finally, I have a reason to use the 3 Arurus I saved! Oh, I'm playing this. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a spellcaster or targets it for an attack, you can target one card your opponent controls and one... Oh, I need a... One card your opponent controls or a Witchcrafter. Special summon this, and if you do, return the targeted card to the hand. During your opponent's standby phase, return this card to the hand. We playing that. I ain't summoning that. You! Still at 1! I could stop my burn damage. Yeah, I don't care. Mystic Piper. There's Effect Veiler. And I doubt anything older than Veiler is going to be any good. Search a bunch of Light Sworn, so we could search Jaugen. Technically, we could search the Time Wizard. Alright, so a lot of options done this. Love the hat, by the way. Thanks. I wore it myself. So this opens up a lot of possibilities. I can see now why this works with Centurion, because you could search them. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to explain. So, what was it? I believe you can use this. You can search Cartesia. And then if you have this guy on the field, because his name is Fallen of Albaz, you can special summon this from your hand. Fusion summon a level 8 or higher fusion monster from your extra deck. And then you can get Albion, because it's a light monster and Fallen of Albaz, and he's treated as Fallen of Albaz. And then you can use that to make Dragoon. Oh, this name is Visa. I can't believe I've got the different things messed up. Yeah, I need to make Muddy Mud Dragon. Okay, so I get Muddy Mud Dragon. During the main phase, if you control the Synchro Summoned card, you can Fusion Summon. Okay. So I got Muddy Mud Dragon. He becomes Albaz. I use it to make, with this in hand, using monsters you control. I guess it's just any light monster. Okay, so this doesn't do anything, actually. This is just done. Yep, I got the different lores messed up. I was like, Visa, Albaz, they're the same guy, you know, they're going on a quest, they're doing stuff. Duality. Now there's a name. Tribute one light or dark monster. Special summon a light or dark from your hand or extra deck with the same original type and level, but a different original attribute. So I just need a level 8 light spellcaster. No, oh wait, this is an illusion. Level 8 Dogmatica. So Maximus. So I could search Maximus and have duality, and that's probably not worth it. The Iris Swordsoul, yeah, but she's not easily. Fleur-de-lis. Is she a level 8? Oh, she is. Point is, there are different ways. Huh. Fallen of Albaz plus 6 monsters with different names. Can attack all monsters once each. With 45, cannot declare an attack unless you send a card from your extra deck to the graveyard. If you control this fusion summon monster and have 6 fusion monsters in your graveyard with different names and that mention Fallen of Albaz, send all cards in both players' extra decks to the graveyard. But if you do that, you won't be able to attack. Okay. Let's actually continue reading these. I got so into like, oh, this searches a light spellcaster, which means it has synergy with all of this fucking shit. Ah, I thought your opponent had to negate something. Okay, generic 2400 defense. If this card is special summon, change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position. Illusions and spellcasters gain 500 attack, and if they attack a defense position monster, inflict double piercing. Well, there's your win condition, chat. Book of Eclipse plus chaos. This turns all your monsters into chaos max. All right. Okay, so how do we actually make these? Sylvie of the White Forest. So that's 1/2 of Silvera. If this card is normal or special summoned, add a White Forest spell trap from your deck to your hand. I'm going to stop reading right there. Any card that searches another card is probably a 3 of. If this card is in your graveyard, target a White Forest Synchro you control or in your graveyard, return it to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon this, but negate its effects. Why did it negate its effects? In modern card design, that just seems like a needlessly cruel way to prevent you from getting extra advantage. You know, goblin bikers don't do that. Just make the search a hard once per turn. But yeah, I get that. So you activate this, they in permit or whatever, you can dodge out of the way, or if it's just in the graveyard, you can recovery. Okay, and since this searches all the White Forest spell traps, let's take a little diversion here and see what we're working with. There's not many. 3 spells and a trap at the moment. If you control a level 6 or higher illusion or spellcaster, target a card your opponent controls, destroy it. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect, set this card. I feel like this isn't even worth play. If it didn't target, maybe. If it was a quick effect, absolutely. Maybe a one-of at most. Tales of the White Forest. If you control an illusion or spellcaster, add a White Forest from your deck to your hand. If this is sent from the graveyard to activate a monster effect, you can set it. Okay. So all the spell traps have that final effect. I do like an archetype where, like, all the cards of a certain type just share some kind of effect. Makes them feel thematic. So you discard these, you get them back onto the field. This is one where it's like, part of me says this is a 3-of, except you have to already control one, and I don't know if any of these special summon. If they don't, then you don't want this. You only want to get it, you want to search it off this once you already have something. Scourge of the White Forest. Tribute 1 synchro, then target 1 face-up card on the field, negate its effects until the end of this turn. Then if you tributed a White Forest synchro, you can special summon an illusion from your graveyard. This card is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect. You can set... Okay, it's that one part. This one seems a little better. Because we're almost certainly going to have this, although we're going to want to use this to make Barone. But, like, if we have this and we've already used the Tamer... We can tribute the Tamer. If you tributed a White Forest, you could special summon 1 illusion monster. Are these all illusions? No. Oh, this is the only illusion. It's weird, I saw something, this is like if you control an illusion or a spellcaster, but the deck is all spellcasters with 1 illusion. You tribute Diabel and resummon Diabel. Yeah. Woes of the White Forest. Special summon a White Forest from your hand or deck. Then immediately after this resolve, synchro summon a White Forest if this card is sent to the... Synchro summon 1 White Forest synchro. Okay. Gotcha. So that's how you make this during your opponent's turn. You don't have to use the monster you summoned as material. Gotcha. It is a trap. People are saying 2-of, maybe. All right. Can use Diabel. Diabel, not the Diabel star. Oh. Gotcha. Okay, so I can summon this. Wait, what are you telling me? Oh, the level 8. Oh, okay. So you use this, you make the level 8. The level 8 summons the 6 if this is special summoned. Gotcha. Alright. Rukia. Got them puffy arms. Control a white forest. You can special summon this from your hand. Send a spell trap from your hand or field to the graveyard. Draw 1 card. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle 1 back and then special summon it, but its effects are negated. I see. Maybe. A very good extender, if you have it. Send 1 spell trap from your hand or field to the graveyard. Special summon a light spellcaster tuner from your deck. If a spell trap is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster's effect while this card is in your graveyard, special summon this card. Alright. Yeah, so that's a 1-card starter, right? Well, 1.5, because you have to have a spell to discard. But you discard a spell, you summon this gets you a spell back, then you synchro, you make this one, you send 1, and then that summons this back, and then you can make Diabell Star. Elzette! She got the Glorb jacket. You could send 1 spell trap from your hand to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand, then add 1 white forest monster from your deck to your hand, except Elzette. During your opponent's turn, if a light spellcaster tuner is special summoned while this is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. Okay. So I feel like that makes this a 3 of, because it's like an amazing extender. The fact that you're playing 3 of all of them means this is at least a 2, especially because it can be searched and you might want it. And then because we need to discard spell traps all over, I feel like this, and even this, might be worth making another one. What's the, do we play Nightmare Apprentice? Special summon this by discarding 1 card. If this card is summoned, add an illusion monster from your deck to your hand. Oh wait, none of these are illusions. Never mind. I forgot. I forgot! Okay, so everything requires us to send spell traps to the graveyard, and that makes sense now why, whatchamacallit? Why Eldritch, why artifacts, why witchcrafters would all work. Centurion, yeah. I mean, they even have some synergy with when this card is activated, place a Snake Eye monster from your hand or deck in the spell trap. So, like, if I played 3 of this, I could activate it, immediately put Poplar into the back row, send Poplar off, Poplar resets itself, and then you just have like you basically get 3 activations for the price of 1. And then because you've got Poplar, you can add in like this, which means you can add in this, which means you can add in this. What's this new one do? When an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster, Place this and the opponent's monster face up in the spell trap zones. While this is a continuous spell, you can target a fire monster in the graveyard. Place it face up in its opponent's spell trap as a continuous spell, and if you do, summon this card. That don't seem too bad. I would need some fires, though. Everything here seems to be light. Alright, chat. Oh, and I guess the toy box. Everyone mentions these. For some reason, I thought there were more toy box cards, and people just weren't playing them. But no, it really is just an engine of 3. Okay, so toy box. Once per turn, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, send a face-down card you control to the graveyard, destroy that monster. Once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. From your hand, deck, or face-up monster zone and or graveyard, choose up to 2 monsters with toy in their original names that you can set themselves from the hand as spells and set them in your spell trap zone as spells. Or destroy 2 cards in the spell trap zone. Okay, so you activate this, and I'm guessing these 2 can set themselves as spells. And then you have 2 in the back row. And because the other effect is to destroy them, I assume these have something. Is it when they're destroyed or when they're sent to the graveyard? Set this from your hand to your spell trap zone as a spell. Only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this set card is sent to the graveyard, special summon it. If it's normal or special summoned, add a toy box from your deck to your hand. Or if you control a toy box, add a light level 4 monster instead. Ah! Okay. So if I summon this, I get toy box. I can set one of each. If I send this off, it comes back, and then it searches any of the tuners. And toy tank. Look at those little eyes. It's so happy. Set this card. You can only activate each effects of toy tank once per turn. If this set card is sent to the graveyard, special summon it. You can tribute this monster, special summon a level 6 or lower from your hand. I see, I see. I never noticed how happy the tank is. It's very happy. Yeah, it doesn't search, so I guess you just play one of. Because you could set from your graveyard. I like that they specified toy in their original names that can set themselves from the hand as spells. Okay. Susurrus. Target one illusion or spellcaster you control. Return that face-up monster to the hand or extra deck, then special summon illusion or spellcaster from your graveyard or banishment. This card is sent to the graveyard. To activate a monster effect, you can set this. Huh. So this just isn't a... It has the same effect as a White Forest card, but just isn't one of those. I don't know why they would do that. Yeah, it seems like it'd be a one of if you could search it, but you can't search it. Oh no. What happened? I am curious real quick. What are the cards we're missing? Control a fiend, illusion, or spellcaster. Special summon one from your hand. Fusion summon. Okay, so they get a fusion, but there isn't a fusion in the archetype. You can reveal this card, special summon a White Forest or Azamina from your hand. In the main phase, you can okay, so these are just Azamina support. This card is always treated as a White Forest card. I mean, this one actually seems pretty good. This one's alright. It's like an extender. And it searches sinful spoils. They are surgically attached at the hip. Okay. Give me one moment, chat. Ah! 1 second! Chat, get the camera! We did it! Hold up, hold up. Behold, right before the end of the year, we have achieved the ultimate goal. I wanted to reach this before 2025. And we did it! 69 420! The funny number. And getting 100,000 would be nice, but this is cool too. Truly, it was a happy new year. Add that in the video. Hopefully from here we'll only go up. This bodes well for next year, yeah. This is either the beginning of the end or the beginning of the biggest climb ever. I really think it's going to depend on how well The Legend of Lefty is received. Okay. Give me a moment. Next is getting 420.69, yeah. This calls for a donut. Behold, the vanilla with chocolate swirl. Delicious. I'm gonna be famous. Hi, Dulogs, how's it going? You having a happy new year? Okay. One moment. Let's Piri Resi map, perhaps. Is any new year really happy? I'll take any excuse to be happy. You know, a big portion of happiness is making yourself happy. It takes work, but you can do it if you put your mind to it. So if you decide that you're gonna have a happy new year, you're already like 3/4 of the way there. The only thing that makes me happy is pizza. Order some pizza, my dude. Or make some. That ain't what I wanted to do. There we go. Join us in following the dual logs. Small streamer the dual logs needs as much help as he can get. How close did the vote end up being for White Forest? I think White Forest won by 3. All right. Turn off the music. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is the part of the stream where I go onto YouTube and watch a whole bunch of other people's deck profiles and like how to build decks and see different tech options and stuff like that. This doesn't make it onto the VODs because I don't like the idea of uploading other people's content, especially in this case because I'm like barely reacting to it oftentimes. So this gets cut out the VOD. If you want to see this, if you want to see me reacting to this stuff, come to the actual streams. Otherwise, we'll be back when I'm done. All right. That was the last. I think I get the idea. Okay. So we're already near the end of our time. That took much longer than normal. So I think what we're going to do, because the deck doesn't look complicated, chat. It's 4s and 2s. It makes 6s and 8s. Chunk. Don't forget YouTube peeps. I don't know what you mean. Oh yeah, I got a free pack. Here is the Witchcrafter version. The fuck is this? The people watching on YouTube? Oh, you mean the people watching the VOD? Yeah, welcome. I mean, they've been welcomed back. One second, chat. I want to show you this list someone just sent me. 1 crowned by the World Chalice, 1 Dark Magician, 2 Genie, 3 Magician Souls, 1 Pottery, 3 of each, 1 Magispector Toad, 1 Fallen of Albaz, 1 Incredible Ecclesia, 3 Blazing Cartesia, 1 Majesty Pegasus, 2 Toy Soldier, 1 Tank, 1 Rukia, 3 Sylvie. And with all that, you still managed to fit in the Iris Sword Soul. Playing 3 Reasoning, and the grass looks greener, to I guess to get all your Witchcrafter spells. World Legacy Discovery. If a face-up World Chalice you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, target a World Chalice monster in your graveyard and special summon it. 1 Secret Village. 1 Tempest. I see the vision of Ebe. 60 cards. I think I'm good on that one. I think I'll pass. Nothing. Okay. Oh, next time I get a deck box. New ranked season. Special bundle celebrating the year. 30 master packs. Goblin circuses. Snake pattern. Sure. $20.25. How thematic? Is it worth? Let me see. Normally, it's 10 packs for 1,000, so 30 packs for 2,000 is actually a pretty good deal. You're basically getting 10 packs free. Granted, they're master packs, but you also get, like, this stuff. And, you know, if I ever play Ogdoadics or any reptile deck, I'll probably want to play this. Should we do it now, chat, or should we wait until next time to open packs? I don't know if y'all are the kind of crowd that likes to open packs on New Year's. How many deck slots do I have? 1 left. Okay. We're gonna need some extras, so I'm gonna delete the Cosmophos deck. Branded Zombies 2. Branded Predaplant, probably not super interesting. Waiting means it could be in the YouTube video. Probably not. Okay, so what we're gonna do... White Forest Core. So we know no matter what we're going to do, we're going to play 3 of these, 3 of these, probably 2 of those. We'll want at least 2. 1 of each of these. I was like, maybe we should play more of these. Nope. That's probably what we'll want. You know, if we're gonna start pure. Might as well put a 3rd one. And then almost no matter what, we're gonna play the secret formula. And we're gonna play Baroni. And we're going to play the Master Duel Tax. Okay. Are there any other cards in the extra deck we're absolutely playing no matter what build we get? Chaos Angel. Okay, so I think this is the core, right, chat? Like, this is what we're gonna play regardless. Minus, we might throw out, like, some of these or whatever. We don't necessarily want to play 3. Zeus. In a synchro deck? Rabbit, maybe. Rabbit's not necessarily an auto-include. I'm saying this is like, whether we play in Centurion, Toy Box, Runic, Horus, Paleozoic, we're always going to have all these, right? Little Knight, Yeah, probably. Remember, yeah, I know. Again, core. Remember, core, the core thing. No tech cards, no special. This is what's going to be in every version of the deck. Not necessarily mandatory, but like, I can't imagine even in like the Centurion build where we'd be like, there's not enough room for SP. Typhon, you mean the surrender button? I don't think we're going to be playing Typhon. Oh, Valor. 1 Valor. Okay. So that's the core. And then what we need to do is copy the deck. Copy the deck. Copy the deck. So White Forest / Runic. So like if we're going to play a Runic version, we put 2 of these, 2 of these, 1, 1, probably 2, 1, all 3 of those. You can cut Beware, yeah. Does Typhon target? Okay, good point. Okay, so White Forest Runic would look kind of like that. White Forest / Toy. And then we can play more stuff. Oh, I only need 1 tank. Yeah, good point. If we do this, we absolutely play Bagoo. Because now we got a bunch of level 4s. White Forest / Horus? White Horus. I might play that just based on the name. Happy New Year! It's still two more hours away for me. And then if we're playing this version, we can play stuff like... Where's Titanic Galaxy? Zombie vampire, that doesn't really help us all that much, does it? Oh, I don't need this version. Okay, we're gonna make... What about Dingirsu? Sure. Dingirf. Okay. And there were White Forest slash Trap. And that's gonna do Silhat Rabbit. What do we do? This would be traps that are continuous, that have the text monster on them. Oops. Traps that are continuous spells. White Forest Snake Eyes. I don't think there's enough interesting stuff there, especially with how hit the engine is on Master Duel. Like, 3 Dirt Spider. Three Azaroon. Silhouette Trick. You can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of illusion monsters you control, negate their effects. Yeah, and you'll have 2 because Silhouette is an illusion too. So you can put like, you know what, fuck it, let's play all 3. And what's the other one that's... It's a Pothos, right? Apophis? Special summon this, then you can negate the effects of face-up cards up to the under continuous traps you control. Where are the paleos? This isn't the paleo version. Damn, what's it called? Book of Eck. To reset my traps, chat. Okay, this version's very silly, but if it works... Oh boy, does it work. I only can play Redoer, because we'll make it with 2 level 4 traps. Is there an interaction? It resets them. Because they're also still traps. So instead of being set face down, they become traps again. And both this and Silhouette, this says every time you summon a monster that used to be a trap, pop a card on the, destroy a card on the field. And this says pop a trap when you do that. And 2 of these gain effects when they're summoned. So this allows you to stop your opponent from doing stuff while summoning out, or while getting resummons on your effects so you can reuse them. And it also puts things face down so that your big wolf can come in and attack for all the stuff. This version seems unique. It is! And probably not good. Are traps immediately usable after Eclipsed? No. Because they've been set this turn. Okay, and then we go for... Get like 3 Black Goat, 3 Transaction... 3, what's it called? Three Rise to Full Height. This one we wouldn't want to play Maxian. Or Ash, I don't think. That grass! No, I don't think we want to do grass. Or maybe... do like 2 of each of those. Yeah, make a 44 card deck, and then we add in like this, 2 of these. Oh, get rid of the cross out, yeah. And we don't need the Beware. Or the Scourge. Yeah. So this version is essentially, we're playing a paleo deck, except now instead of having to play this long grind game where eventually we draw enough cards, it's hopefully we can slow them down for one turn and then hit them with the wolf and just kill everything. Oh wait, we need Daruma. That's how we get up to 43 again. Yeah, so we're playing 3 Daruma, 3 Trap Trick, 3 Transaction, 3 Black Goat. If we open... I think we probably want 3 Rise to full. Just because it's good to discard. Magical Idol Soul. You gotta spell it right, man. Otherwise, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, that. If a monster is special summoned by your trap effect, you can special summon this from your hand or graveyard. Banish it when it leaves the field. During your opponent's battle phase, you can activate one of these effects. Synchro Summon or Ixie Summon. You can use each of those effects once per turn. It does let us synchro, that's neat. It's a tuner. The problem is, it's not a spell trap, so we can't discard it with these. So we wouldn't have any way to get this into the graveyard. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. So we've got 5 fucking builds of White Forest. You know what, Chad? If we come up with a 6th build, then we have a new one for every episode. I'm not sure we want to go that far. I think we need to settle on one by the halfway point. Whitewood's Lab. Grass, Horist, White Forest, Tearlament. No. No, I don't think I will. Five fucking decks. Well, I guess there is also. I can never remember how to spell it right. Reese. Okay. I thought it was Piri Resi Map. Let's do... Throw in a Raigeki. Throw in a... Duster. Okay. So we've got 6 different versions, chat. I can only have a poll with, I think, up to 4 things. Look, can you hear that? Someone's car alarm is going off. Let me make sure it's not my car alarm. Nope. It's a car near mine, but it's not mine. More of the White Forest spells. We're already playing one of each. So yeah, we'll think about that next time. For now, let's ring in the new year. I mean, I won't, because it's still 2 hours away, and I'm not streaming for 2 more hours. But let's celebrate the new year by opening up 30 Master Packs. Maybe we'll get some White Forest cards while we're at it. Ha! Nothing so far. Hallelujah. Ha! It's the second time it went shiny and gave me nothing. Someone peeling out. You with your weird human hands. Hopefully a royal, that would be neat. But we'll never be royal. Royal. We could start a Sprite up. It's kinda new, it's not enough. We got a Fräulein in the cup. It's aluminum foil, foil. Ooh, breath of acclamation. Summons any wind ritual, chat. One day I'll prove it's a big conspiracy. You know, I guess if you want to do something a little special for the new year, chat, after we're done opening these, I could do a little karaoke. You want to hear a song or two? Well, we got a royal, chat. It is one of the worst royals we could have possibly gotten, but it is royal. He destroys all monsters. Air Raider. Wuss. Weiss. Misread that. And a Raider's Knight. Neato Mosquito. Red Rain. I think I already had that. Just decraft. Okay, 10 more packs. So far, nothing good. Luminous. Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. We ever get more cubic support? I didn't always like this. This seemed like a fun dragon in Limited. You can normal summon or set, but its attack becomes 15. During the main phase, target one monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card. Return this card to your hand, and if you do, take control of that monster until the end of the turn. Very neat. It only steals low attack monsters, though, unless you somehow special summon it. Ha! Ah, the Allure of Darkness. What even is that? Oh, it's a deck. It's a deck of cards. I always thought it was like a cooler or a printer that was like, had the open. It's just a deck of cards. Now I know. Protecting Spirit Logath. And I hear this calling. Elemental Hero Sunrise! Well, I mean, you know, if I ever get there. This ain't no language I ever heard of. Ha! World Soul Carbon. Tribute this normal summoner set card to add an Earth Fairy from your deck to your hand. If a face-up fairy is sent to the graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, place this on top of your deck. Maybe someday. It searches out, what are they called? Those Earth monsters that, like, give every Earth monster the ability to, like, be a monster reborn. I cannot for the life of me. I know there's a Quacky Ducky. I keep wanting to say Nemlaria, but I know it's not Nemlaria. Another Herald. Ancient Warrior. I don't need you! That was last month! Okay, last 30. Vernacils, thank you. Someone give that man a sub. Ooh, 2 URs. And an Entoblathnir. Alright, which one we go on? This one. I got 2 Sprite starters out of this chat. They really want me to play Sprites for some reason. I mean, I guess we do have level 2s in the White Forest. Do we make White Forest Sprite? Even though it locks us out of making the Synchros? And Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. You'll need that eventually. Thank you, Freddy Setgo, for the gifted sub. And if you didn't get one, you gotta type evaded in the chat. Goblin Bikers, Stand-Ups, and Turion. We're prepared. Another UR. Anything good this time? I don't even know what it could be. Oh, hey. Lord of the Heavenly Prison. I already have 3 of those. So we got some dust. Nothing. Nothing. It's Nib, but before. Wind Witch and an Orphis Scorpio. Neat. Let's go gambling! E. It's my first E. Never gotten one before. Get some E's in the chat. Oh, hey, I needed one of those eventually. Alright, second to last pack. It's got a big UR in it. What could it be? Could it be the Black Goat Laughs? We need one of those. Well, this is a dark bird. It might laugh. You don't know. Bloom Vulture. Alright, last pack. Flip them up, and see what we get. Oh, a Battery Man. And a Gradle Alligator. The 2015... Or no, it's like the 2017 special. Alright. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. See how many dust we get that. Which variant are you playing? Oh, playing first? I don't know. I have 6 versions. We're not playing Centurion, though, because everything I could see from that is just like... It's a Centurion deck, but you use the White Forest stuff to bait out your opponent's hand traps and/or search the search the Centurion stuff. You're not actually making Centurion plays. It doesn't really do that. It's mostly just you're making Cosmic Blazar. It's just Centurion, but I'm not even sure if it would be worse. It's just a different build. But we've got Pure. We've got Paleo White Forest. Since they're discarding all the traps and spells, we can put Transaction Rollback and Black Goat Laughs in the graveyard. Use stuff like Trap Trick and Morella to get other things that work with this. Stall out, hit them with Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon to flip them face down, and then end the game on the next turn with a Silvera, attacking into all the defense position. We've got the White Forest Continuous Trap, which is basically using like Silhouette Rabbit with like Angel Statue and Anguish Pattern, Apothis, and the Silhouette Trick to just give them a bunch of discard fodder that we can also set if we already have plays, and just throwing in like Book of Eclipse and hand traps. It's a trap version of the deck that goes less all-in on everything. We've got White Forest Horus. Because little did you know, chat, that I'm Seti is a spellcaster. Who also discards stuff and works. We of course got the toy box version with a whole bunch of triple tax. Good going first or second, can be discarded if we need be. And the runic version, full of runic spells and traps. So we'll probably hold, we'll have like votes or whatever when we build. See what people are most interested in. Oh yeah. Let's dismantle selected cards. Let's get just SRs and URs. So I only need one of these, so we'll keep the Royal. I don't need 4 of these. I didn't even use one of these in the Machina deck I had. I don't even know why I had 2. Fraulein we can keep 2. 9 volt we can keep 2. This is a 1 of. This, I probably shouldn't even keep that many. This will keep, there's no way we need 2 Mega Fleet. I didn't realize I was like, oh, we need one of these, and I didn't realize I already had a Royal and a Glary. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. We don't need 4 of these. We don't need 3 of these. We don't need 4 of these. That we might need at some point. I could have swore I had 3 Hyper Stadium, but I guess not. We got 3 starter in case we need it. Don't need 4 of this. Don't need 5 of this. And I think that's about it. TG limiter removal? I didn't even get that this turn. Okay. Dismantle. Alright, so we're pretty set. We've got 8,000 gems heading into next month. All the stuff is in No, this isn't it. This one. Yeah, this has like almost everything we need. So we can just open a whole bunch of these. 8,000 should be enough. Is there an option to bulk dismantle extras? There is. But I choose not to do it because I am almost out of room when it comes to N and R dust. I mean, I'm not almost out of room, but I would get a lot if I did that. I would be getting close, especially with the normal dust. So I would rather keep those as cards and just have extra. Oh my, oh my. Dark Souls style. I don't know what that's referencing, but possibly. Well, no one I know is streaming. Jesse Cotton is streaming, but he appears to be playing Fall Guys instead of Master Duel. I'm the highest Master Duel streamer. Hi there, welcome. Unfortunately, it is the end of Master Duel. The end of the evening. I'm not staying here all night. I'm gonna go celebrate New Year's in my own little way. But before I do, we'll have a little fun, chat. We'll do a little singing. If you know me, I'm a musical guy. I like to sing from time to time. I've been known to do a song or two. So if you're interested, we'll sing in the new year a little bit. Assuming my throat will hold out. And I can get these damn headphones. How did they get tangled? There's like a chart where it's like, how did my wires get so tangled? Was it because I moved them around and tangled them? Or was it because I left them alone in a dark room for hours at a time and somehow they became tangled? I would prefer if they became frozen. But I guess I'll have to let that go. Dun-dun-dun-dun-bum. Okay, let me get these in. Let me plug that in. We'll go a little higher. Oh, and you know what? One second. Where's that at? We could finally get a use for this, chat. Although we'll have to turn the audio off. Let's go for... No, not Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. There we go. We'll get a nice little beach. A nice little ocean. Ah. Karaoke by the ocean. You ever just want to go to the lake and sing to the lake about songs on the lake? Yeah, and if you don't like karaoke, I'll be back here on Thursday. We'll be playing some actual duels, building the deck and everything. It'll be a fun time. Let me just get my playlist. The question is, what do we do? What's an appropriate song for the end of the year? I'm not going to sing that one that everyone sings. That would be too obvious. Wow, my karaoke set list is crazy. Okay. We'll do that. We'll do that. Where's it at? What do you mean that's not in my list? That has to be in my list. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna hit you with 3 songs, chat. 3 songs to end out the night. One that you've probably never heard before, but I like it. And I know I can sing it pretty well. At least I think I can. And then 2 you probably have heard. Oops. Well, one last thing. Where's my filters? Oh. Well, never mind. Oh, wait, is it on this one? Ah, there we go. Add a little echo to my voice. How's that sound? I'm not too loud, am I, chat? If I get so high... Probably turn myself down a little bit. Okay. Joe has entered the cave. A little echo helps make it sound a little bit better. Well, I met you before the fall of Rome, and I bet you to let me take you home. You were wrong, I was right. You said goodbye, I said goodnight. Woo-hoo-hoo, it's all been done. Woo-hoo-hoo, it's all been done. Woo-hoo-hoo, it's all been done before. And I knew you before the West was won, and I heard you say the past was much more fun. You go your way, I'll go mine, but I'll see you next time. Woo-hoo-hoo, it's all been done. It's all been done. It's all been done before. And if I put my fingers here, and if I say I love you, dear, and if I play the same 3 chords, will you just yawn and say, woo-hoo-hoo, it's all been done. Woo-hoo-hoo, it's all been done. Woo-hoo-hoo, it's all been done before. Alone and... I forgot there was a solo. Alone and bored on a 30th century night, will I see you on The Price is Right? Will I cry? Will I smile as you run down the aisle? Woo-hoo-hoo, it's all been done. Woo-hoo-hoo, it's all been done. Woo-hoo-hoo, it's all been done before. Woo-hoo-hoo, it's all been done. It's all been done. It's all been done. Woo! It's all been done. It's all been Cat Jam. Always liked that one. It's by a band called the Bare Naked Ladies, if you didn't know. A genius technique when they were out touring around. You know, they'd be playing at a club and the sign would have to say, "Tonight, Bare Naked Ladies." Okay. It's a classic. It always makes me think about the end of the year. Let's get another one real quick. Not the most taxing song. Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls come crumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. So glad we've almost made it. We're so sad they had to fake it. Everybody wants to rule the world. I can't stand this indecision, married with the lack of vision. Everybody wants to rule the. Say that you'll never, 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 never lead it. One headline, why believe it? Everybody wants to rule the world. All for freedom and for pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. Classic song from the 80s. I'll start the next one. Okay. As much fun as I'm having, as much as I'd like to go on further. I've only got time for one more song, folks, and we've got to end it with this one. It's one of the ones I do the best. It's one of the ones people like the best. And it fits the attitude. So, I'm gonna get headed out. I hope you all have a lovely 2025. Hit one last little song for you. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, and I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there were doubts, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing. Now, as tears subside, I find it all just so amusing to think I did all that. And may I say, not in a shy way, oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my Yes, it was my way. Happy Happy New Year, everyone! I'll see you in 2025.